Hello and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. Today we're talking about the 10 things that you did not know about Hilton Head Island, and we're going to get into it right now. As we always say here on the channel, if you or someone you know is looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the Hilton Head, Bluffton area, please reach out anytime. You can always find all of our contact info down below, as well as you can schedule a Zoom call. If you look at the channel art here, you can click on that, schedule a time that's convenient for you, and then we'll hop on Zoom just like we are today with several different people from all over the country and all over the world now. We're going to be introducing you to a ton of our team members down in the Hilton Head area and talking with them about all of the different plantations and areas that they serve. And that way you can put a name with the face. You know, when we actually do hop on Zoom and you're ready to go and you're ready to make a move, you'll have a friendly face to refer to. But if this is your first time to the channel, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and that you tap the bell notifications so that you don't miss a single video about Hilton Head, whether it's the pros and the cons, the things to do around the island, the different types of real estate property that are available here. And again, whether it's your primary residence, a second home, an investment property, whatever you're looking to do here on the island, we will be more than happy to help you out with that. But today we are talking about the 10 things that almost no one knows about Hilton Head. And so we're going to get right into it now. So the first thing that most people do not know about Hilton Head is how small it is. So if you look at the map here, you'll see it kind of looks like a little tennis shoe here, right? From over here near Windmill Harbor, where 278 cuts into the island, all the way over here to the Omni is only about 5 miles wide. And then from Fish Hall up here, all the way down to South Beach down in Sea Pines is actually only like 12 miles long. And what's crazy about this is that there's actually over 60 miles of bike trails on the island. And so obviously near the coast, going to be very, very level and flat for 90% of your bike trips around the island. But it makes a great way to not just get out and get some exercise, but a lot of people commute using a bike, whether it's, you know, to an office or even just to the grocery store. You get your little basket and you put it on the front of the bike and away you go. But that's the first thing. Not a lot of people realize that this is a very, very small island. The second thing, as I just mentioned, as far as the shape or the look, if you will, of the island, it does look like a tennis shoe. So anytime you hear someone refer to the heel, we're looking at this area over here near Folly Field Beach. And then of course, down in the toe where Harbor Town and Sea Pines and South Beach and Salty Dog and all of these kind of, you know, touristy attractions are. Harbor Town, of course, being the one with the infamous lighthouse that was never functioning. That's actually another fun fact here. That was never actually used as a lighthouse. It's just simply decoration, more or less, if you will. But anyway, we talk about the shape of the island here. It does look like a tennis shoe. Obviously, you got the heel up here. So again, that's one thing. If you hear people talk about the toe of the island, you now know that they're talking about Sea Pines down here. The third thing that not many people know about Hilton Head is that there are no neon signs anywhere on the island. As soon as you cross over the bridge on 278, you know, you'll find that a lot of the signage, a lot of the colors, you know, it's almost like a super strict HOA if you've ever been a part of one, right? The city there and the municipalities, there it is, have a very strict sign code, and there is not one single neon sign anywhere on the island. But additionally, you'll see that the signs are really set off of the 278 there. So, you know, you really have to look a little bit further off. They're not right off the edge of the street there. And so that can make it a little challenging to find places, but if you have GPS built into your car, you have no problem with this at all. And it does make getting around the island obviously significantly easier. All right, so something else that not a lot of people realize is that Sea Island cotton was actually developed by about 24 different plantations, and that's now the communities that you see all around the island. So when you hear someone refer to an area or to a community as a plantation, that's why they do so. And so, you know, you have Sea Pines down in the toe, you have Palmetto Dunes kind of in between the heel and the toe there along 278. But all of these communities have their own different vibe or their own different lifestyle, depending on what you want to do when you move here. Again, whether it's full-time or part-time. If you're into tennis and golf, you might be attracted more towards a Palmetto Dunes or a Sea Pines. If you're not, you could look at Indigo Run and a couple others that don't have, quite the large facilities that some of these other plantations do. What's great about it, though, is that all of it is accessible. And so, depending on what you're looking for, not just in property, but also from a lifestyle aspect, that would really determine, ultimately where you go, what plantation or what community you end up in. The next thing that not a lot of people realize about Hilton Head is that during World War II's D-Day, the largest amphibious landing actually happened on Hilton Head, and it was the largest in the United States history. And so obviously, when we talk about the historical or the cultural value of an area, Hilton Head definitely has a lot of that. And in addition, we talked about this in other videos, the museums and the outdoor preserves and stuff that really tell you more about the history of the island, I think are really cool and add a lot of value, again, to you as a homeowner or as an investor in Hilton Head. The seventh thing that not a lot of people know about Hilton Head is that one of the very first self-governed freed cities was actually Mitchellville. It was created in Hilton Head, the Hilton Head area. And so once slavery was abolished, a new city sprung up, and it was, ex-slaves basically. And it was one of the very first cities in the Union actually to be established, which is really cool as well. Fun fact number 8 here is that South Carolina, and specifically Hilton Head, was actually one of the first areas where the Gullah culture really became super prevalent. And this is really cool to be able to walk through like the Coastal Museum there and see the impact of that culture on not just the state, but Hilton Head and that surrounding area as well. Obviously having a huge impact on the culture, the food of South Carolina, a lot of that culture that was brought in. It's just really cool to see the waves or the ripple effect, if you will, of that culture in that area. The ninth thing that you did not know about Hilton Head is that up until 1956, there was no way onto the island except by boat, which seems like a long time ago, but really, 60 years ago is not that long ago. And so as 278 was built and of course expanded upon in the coming years, I can recall back in, the 80s and 90s when we came to the island for the very first time, just going over the bridge, and it was a very sleepy small town at the time, which now is drastically changed, and I think for the better. To see a lot of development in this area as a result of obviously commerce, but also the local port of Savannah being super close has brought a ton of attention and awareness to the island as well. Part B of this too is that Charles Frazier actually was a resort developer. He actually ended up developing Sea Pine, what today is Sea Pines, back in 1956 as well. So it's funny that, as soon as access was available, people started investing a lot of time, money, energy, and effort into the island and developing the resorts that we now know and love today. And the 10th thing that you probably didn't realize about Hilton Head is that there are actually 40,000 people that live there year round currently. And we're definitely seeing that number tick up, probably like in the mid 40s now, here that this information's been out for about a year. But what's even more incredible is that there are 2.5 million people that visit the island as visitors every single year. And so again, whether you have your primary residence there, or it's a part-time residence for you, you split time between Hilton Head and another area, or if you're just an investor looking to spend a week or two at a time and then rent out, a villa, a condo, something like that, the investment market's very, very strong in Hilton Head. And you have a great opportunity not just to use the island and use your facility, your condo, your townhome, whatever, and to spend time on the island, but also as an investment. It makes that really, really profitable for a lot of people. So again, whether you're looking at a condo, townhome, even a single family home, people literally flock here by the millions in order to visit and get away for the summer vacation. And we have talked about this in other videos. The peak season is basically between Memorial Day and Labor Day every single year. And so that's when you see rental rates slowly but surely kind of creep up as the 4th of July gets closer. But as I said before, if you're ever looking to make a move here personally, for your primary residence, for a secondary home, vacation rental, whatever you're looking to do here on the island. Again, I'm really excited to bring you all of our team members here that are going to be joining us on video, talking about, their passion for the island, talking about the areas and the plantations and the communities that they serve. And also their expertise in real estate, talking about, what it looks to buy a property here, what it looks like to buy a property here, what it looks like to sell a property here. The market here is very, very hot. And of course, in the last 2 years, with the whole pandemic has been even more pronounced. And so we've seen a huge number of people move to the island on a more permanent basis, and even people that have, brought a second home here and made it their home away from home, if you will. So anyway, as always, though, if you have any questions, you can always leave them down in the comments. We're going to be bringing you a ton of more content. We're going to be showing you all the different price points across the island, across Bluffton. And I'm really going to be sharing that, with our other team members here in the Hilton Head area that are, living, working, and playing in these areas, to really give you a better sense of the different communities and what you can kind of expect, whether it's just to visit for a week or two or a month or two, or again, if you plan to move here full time. I think it's going to be really, really impactful to watch that. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel, that you tap that little bell notification so that you don't miss a single video about living in Hilton Head and the Bluffton and Beaufort area as well. And as I said before, any questions, comments, or if you'd like to see, or if you have an idea for a video that you'd like to see, we would love to give you that exact content. So if you ever have any input, you can always leave those down in the comments. We do respond to comments. We do see those. And as always, if you want to email or call or text, or again, set up a Zoom, that is always open as well. So I really appreciate you checking out the channel today. Thank you so much. And we'll hope to see you on the island soon. Bye-bye.